So, Trump won the election. Now what? That's what a lot of people are asking right now. Because a lot of us are scared. And we're scared because Trump is a fascist who intends to take the rights away of a lot of people, including but not limited to women, people of color, and those of us in the queer community. He also intends to deport a lot of immigrants, people who just came here looking for a better life. So, what can we do? I don't think anyone has all the answers. I think that all of us all we can do is just throw in our 2 cents on the matter. And I think some of us, our 2 cents might be worth more than others, but, I don't know how much my 2 cents is worth, but I figured I would throw it out there. So as far as the things that we need to do, I'd say there's 4 things. Firstly, grieve. Go ahead, get through the grieving process, because I think it'll do more harm than good if we don't. I personally am through the grieving process. I have long accepted the fact that America was going to be a dictatorship sooner or later. So, get through the grieving process. I recommend getting through it before Trump takes office. But after you've gone through the grieving process, what we need to do next is start gathering our communities. We need to start talking to our neighbors. We need to, start getting to know people, because community is going to be huge, because that is how we are going to get our needs met. Our physical needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs. It's going to be through our community. So, if, you are part of a church, great. You got a good start on a community there. If you don't, you may have to get used to the idea of, at least working with churches. Obviously, your religion is whatever. That's, not the point. The point is that church has become one of the more prevalent third spaces, one of the more prevalent community spaces. So you might have to tolerate working with churches if you don't like, the American church. Now, I understand that's really scary, because a lot of people in the church did vote for Trump. So, just try and find your community wherever you can. It doesn't have to be church. I'm just, throwing that out there, that is a place. Second thing we need to be doing is learning skills. Learning as many skills as possible, right? So, because we're again not going to be able to depend on the government. We're going to have to depend on ourselves. So, like, personally, me, I have been learning how to forage, how to garden, how to craft things from wood, how to make repairs on things, how to sew. Learning quite a few skills. But, I certainly can't cover the vast array of skills that there are. So we need to, figure out what things people in our communities know, and then where there are gaps, and start learning. And the final thing that I'd say we need to do is to gather as much media as possible. All right, so this is going to include, any stories that we can. So books, movies, TV shows, comics, music, any sort of media that we can get, because stories are very, very important. They are the thing that gives us hope. They are the thing that really just enriches our soul. And stories are just very important. And I think that a lot of stuff is going to start getting banned. So I think that having a physical copy of it is going to be very, very important. Now, we also need to be collecting any books just in general with knowledge. So again, any books that teaches you skills, any books that teach you, just about things like foraging and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, just any media that we can get a hold of, we need to be building it up. Now, I realize that we can't exactly afford a lot of things right now, and that's certainly going to be even more true in the future. We're not going to be able to afford to buy things. So while we can, we need to be stocking up on that sort of thing. So, to sum up, have a good cry, gather your community around you, learn some skills, collect a shitload of media. There's a lot more that we're going to have to do over the next 4 years, potentially even longer, depending on what Trump does. But I think that these 4 things are a good place to start. And, once we have our community, there will be problems that will arise within all of our different communities, and we will have to talk amongst ourselves with what we are going to do and how we are going to solve those issues. But this is how we start. I think these are the things that we're really going to need to do. So, stay safe, and I wish us all the best.